is up, everybody? I got another recap here from a war that we just had with North Remembers. It finished this afternoon. If you were there for the stream, I'm glad you came out. It was a very good ending to the war. Really, it came down to the very end. They could have won at the very last second with percentage, and unfortunately they were just a little bit short. That was really what it came down to. So a heartbreaking loss for them. You know, very unfortunate, but it does definitely happen. And you know, we finally beat him. I think we faced him 3 times just here recently, and we finally got one out of it. But yeah, I mean, huge shout out to North Remembers. Their bases were very difficult. Their base build, I mean, their attackers are very good, and they've always been probably our biggest rival in the game. And like I said last time, Taylor Swift frenemies. So you know, we always have their back, but you know, we aren't gonna turn down a fight with them, right? But yeah, so as you saw, we did clear the Town Hall 9s. They did have to have, or that was us. They did have to have a Town Hall 9 dip right at the end, which was a little unfortunate. If they didn't have to have that, they probably would have won. But other than that, it was, you know, a very good war all around. I think they had 2 dips and we had 1, if I'm not mistaken. And it really just came down to the triples. They left 4 2-starred up at the top, and we only left 3. Because our Town Hall 11 was able to get a 6-star war, one of our Town Hall 11s anyway, and the other one was able to get just enough percentage as a 2-star in order to secure the win. So, well, actually, didn't even secure the win, but you know, made it put the pressure on him is really what it did. So, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start off the recap here. I'm going to skip down through these Town Hall 11 dips and start off with my attack once again because I am selfish. And this is a really cool attack. I actually like this a lot. So we recently did a mix scrim in the FPC that actually failed. The matchup did, but it was still, you know, I benefited from it because just talking to the other Town Hall 10s. And one thing they mentioned is a lot of times they're not bringing golems on their heavy Valk attacks. So since I'm able to make my funnel down here with my king, I'm just gonna make that, send 1 wizard around to keep my king going up north, and then wall breaker first layer and let my Valks do all the other work. We're actually going to do a similar attack here and do it as a GoHo, but I just said, you know, screw it, let's just do Valks. And really the big thing that this attack is good about is this first little compartment or second little compartment they come to is pretty small. So this means when the queen shoots, it gets the aggro of all these Valks. And a couple of them almost didn't go in, almost went to the east there, but since that was already open, they did all go in, and once they're in there, they can go wherever they want. So none of them went up north to help the queen, but that was okay. I dropped down this spare rage I had, potentially for the queen, but I dropped it down here in the southeast, and unfortunately they did hit a wall instead of going for the cannon, so they weren't in the rage for very long. But I still, you know, having my queen up right here, and still having some Valks, I had enough to be able to get to the back side of the space. My queen does bounce around, which is kind of annoying, because she loses a couple healers there to the air defense, but I have so many Valks that are still up. I think I have 6 or 7 that are still alive down here in the southwest, 7 I think, plus all my barbs for my king still working their way around. The hound never popped, and it almost stays off my queen the whole time. You'll kind of see what happens here as she gets close. And I do also have that poison saved in case my queen does get on the hound. She does step up right there, which is the annoying part. If she had gone inside and around, it would have been a whole lot easier, and she probably would have avoided the hound. But since she goes like she did, she does hit that wall right there instead of going back around. I'll go and speed it up, sorry. And then she's going to hit the hound once she steps through there and almost run out of time. I think I had 3 or 4 seconds left at the end. I do get the poison down. That's going to help kill the pups, but still, I mean, it was definitely concerning. I do have her ability, though, so really if I didn't have her ability, it probably would have been a fail. I do save the ability just in case she decides to hit the wall right here. But as you see, she does actually walk around, and then it's just 1 or 2 shots on that elixir storage, and it's down. So, pretty cool attack. I really enjoyed that, honestly, not bringing the golem. I mean, if you can get the funnel made without it, nope, why bring it, right? Next attack, so that was Junie. We're coming down to number 7, and this is also a cool attack because it was fresh, a fresh Town Hall 10 triple from one of our lower Town Hall 10s. He only has 30-35 heroes, but he gemmed his Gova, or his Hogs and Valks, right? GoVaHo, I guess. And he's going to do sort of a similar attack, but he's actually going to get his Valks into the core, and then you know, send hogs basically around the outside. You can see on this base that makes a little more sense because the core is a little bigger. So, you know, just letting your Valks explore the core is, you know, it makes more sense, right? And he's not able to earthquake the core, so he does have to bring 2 jumps, and then he still has to bring his two dark spells. So that's really what this base is going for. I mean, that's what it's trying to do, is stop that kind of attack, but the point defense is just too low in order to keep the Valks and the Hogs from doing what they do. Having those level 6 Hogs really is a huge step up. I'll fast forward through this Queen Walk right here. But he's actually going to join his Queen up with the Valks, which I'm usually not a fan of, but it actually helps quite a bit because he's going to lose his healers. So you might as well bring the Queen in with the Valks at that point, and then just, you know, you're essentially using her for funneling purposes. He's going to send a CC full of Giants in there, and that's going to help tank as well as do work, as opposed to sending a Golem, which is primarily for tanking. He does have a wall breaker fail right there because he hits that little bomb at an awkward time, but the Giants are going to bust through. The King is busting through as well, actually in a different spot, but the Giants will bust through. Once that's, you know, the funnel's already made, you know, oh, he does have a Golem also, but probably didn't need it. Once everything's going, though, he does go ahead and send all his Valks in. They're just going to rip through the enemy Queen really quickly. A little bit late on the poison, which potentially could have saved one of these, I think probably 2 bomb drops that the Loon got off. I couldn't really tell. And it does actually do quite a bit of work on his troops here. Just a couple little sprinkle Hogs down there in the southwest, and all his other Hogs are coming in over here on the east. And as you see, they're completely tanked right there on the Golem, so very fortunate there. Then he does have 3 more, and as you see, they're pretty much completely tanked right there, so he's going to wait for the other ones to trip that little bomb and send in the other 3. And he does not have a heal for them, but he has a heal for the Valks, and he's actually able to get both of his troops in there. So that's really probably the thing that saved this raid, because if he had not had some of his Hogs healed up right there, he probably would not have gotten through this Arch Tower. I take that back, actually, because it was being tanked by the Archer Queen. But very lucky, though. That Queen just having a sliver of health right there is really going to help him for cleanup as it's working around. Plus, you can see a couple little Valks still up, and, you know, just enough Wizards to be able to get to the rest of this base. So, really cool attack from Haki, and, I mean, getting those low Town Hall 10 triples early is massive. Right? Instead of taking 2 or 3 attacks, it just takes 1. That's such a big thing to have, and GoVaHo is making that possible, and it's really fun. I love it because I love the redheads, and I love them at Town Hall 10 a lot more than Town Hall 9. I'll say that. Now we have Stingray, and this is a cool attack. I want you to look here. This is just a GoHo with 4 Golems. That's all it is. It's just a Scold GoHo. He's basically going to use almost like a shattered entry, both from the north and the east over there, sorry. And just going to let them beat through and do their thing, right? You'll see them working their way through, and they're just doing, obviously, tons of tanking. Both Golems are going to go in right there. And he's just going to let them beat through the wall. King is going to go down. Now, once everything is fully tanked and everything, he's going to go ahead and wall breaker in. One Golem does go around, which I'm not entirely sure he wanted. I'm not sure. But that's going to help him out because he's going to have a lot of tanking over there. There goes the second layer wall breaker. It's going to get that poison down, which is going to cover or make sure the Loon doesn't get any drops down. It does have that Golem, which is mainly bad for Valks. That's the main thing it's bad for. Because when it explodes, it's kind of like a giant bomb going off, and it can hurt them and cause or force an early heal. But he's able to just be completely tanked here in the middle for his heroes. His heroes are going to have the Infernos on them, but really they don't do that much damage. So now that everything is completely tanked, he's just going to go ahead and get that first freeze down, which honestly he probably didn't need because he had the Golems. They're going to come in and get through those defenses really easily. Did have that heal, so they're pretty much all healed back up. Do lose a little bit of health on the backside of this Inferno. And then the Queen is going to come around and take out the Southeast Inferno, as the Hogs have 3 heals. That's what's huge about this. He did it with 3 heals for his Hogs. So yeah, I mean, you hit a lot of giant bombs at Town Hall 10 because there's 5 of them on the map, but very rarely are there double giant bombs at Town Hall 10. And if there are, you know, you can often avoid them. And as you see here, it just doesn't matter because he's able to do a single trip every direction. I mean, that's how it's coming around. So Hogs are in heal pretty much the entire time. Cleanup is down doing its thing pretty much the entire time. Does have those skellies, but as you see, they're going to just get through those really easily as his Hogs are able to work back around the base, meeting up with the cleanup for a very nice 3-star. A very cool attack here from Stingray. I love it. The Scold GoHo really makes more sense now with, you know, not needing as many Hogs. Now that level 6 Hogs are out, you can put a little bit more into your tanking. So, next attack, we're going to go down to the Town Hall 9. This is going to be a short recap, by the way, to preserve their bases. And we're going to have Jimbo going in. And this is kind of a funny attack because we actually had 2 of these bases. One was 16 and one was like 28 8 or something like that. I don't remember. Might have been a little higher than that. But Jimbo and Julian did the exact same attack, and funnily, or very strangely, their queen died almost the same point, even though the queen actually did slightly different things, and they just passed through in exactly the same way. But a lot of people said these attacks would probably die out with the loss of 30 seconds, but as you see, we are still seeing them. Every couple wars will have a drag attack on a base that really calls for it. So the queen is able to take out that air defense, the middle air defense, and he's going to zapquake the back one. And as you see, once he does that, he basically has the entire south side where he's not going to be affected by any sweepers at all. The queen is going to go down really easily to his dragons, and his queen is going to be up to do quite a bit of work in that middle compartment. And both raids, the queen actually does die, which is a little bit unfortunate. But, I mean, she had obviously done so much work by that point that it really didn't matter. I'll speed it up while we wait for this golem kill. He might actually go and send his dragons in. Yeah, so his dragons are going down. I'll keep it on 2x because dragons are pretty slow. Might slow down a little bit to the core. Dragons are all going in. Does have the loons as well, which are going to help take out defenses. Puts that jump down for the queen, so she's going to be able to move over and get that air defense down. He does pop her ability, and that's really just for time here because he didn't want to have that air defense get too many shots on the dragons. And that's probably going to cost him his queen, to be honest, because as she steps up here, she's going to have 2-point defenses on her, plus the sweeper hitting her, and so she is going to actually go down. Actually, I guess she won't have the sweeper hitting her healers, but does have that one Valk to help with cleanup and help with tanking. He probably wanted to get that down a little bit earlier, but unfortunately he didn't. And because of that, he wasn't able to get any tanking and is going to lose his queen right here. But as you see, having 4 dragons up and 4 loons, they're just going to continue working around. And watch this. Watch this king. This king is almost dead right here. But because those dragons are up, the healers are able to get all the way over to him, completely heal him up. Or not completely heal him, but, keep him healed up to go all the way around the base and be getting the rest of this cleanup. So they're actually helping out the dragons quite a bit. And, very, very fortunate that the healers were able to get on the king. But still, pretty cool stuff. Very nice attack there to Jimbo. And then stepping down for our last attack, going to 17, we have Dirties Maximus taking out Amanda, who was a member of Omega for a short while, and now has gone back to her family clan of Norther members, as you can see from that tramp stamp in her name. But Dirties here is going to do a GoVaHo on her, and I think he has Max Valk in the CC, if I'm not mistaken. He's going to walk the queen quite a bit here, so you can see he's going to get that poison down to take out those pups. Does almost have to use her ability. Actually, goes ahead and uses her. Don't know if he actually needed to. Probably could have gotten away with it, but he's better safe than sorry. He's able to keep those wizards from getting off one more shot, which potentially would have killed his queen. She is going to step up and be able to take out quite a bit right here. Has those 2-point defenses on her. Does lose a healer actually to that archer tower. Almost kept her alive by taking the archer tower out in time. I think he wanted her to go down to the south, if I'm not mistaken, the way it looked like he was making his funnel. Unfortunately, she does go up to the north. A couple more minions coming out of the CC. As you can see, she is slightly out of range here with her healers on that air defense. Actually, I'm not sure. We'll see if they're able to sneak past it or not. Yeah, I think he wanted to wall break her in with his queen to go into that compartment and be able to take out that potential double giant in the middle. Yeah, the healers do get hit by by the air defense, but not too bad. But the queen does go around, gets that jump down to help out with that. The golem was distracted by the wizard tower, but having all those Valks go in, and yeah, he did have max Valks in the CC, is just going to wreck through this little strong compartment right here, and then he's going to have another jump that, as you can see, is pretty much going to open about 60% of this base that the Valks are going to be able to take out. So he's going to have one heal to keep them alive, and then he's going to have his hogs that are going to come in to help as well, and we'll have another heal for them. Good wizards coming around here on the west side as well, which is helping out quite a bit. Couple sprinkle hogs going down, taking advantage of complete tanking here on the west to be able to get to that cannon and actually get the tail end of this heal as well, which is pretty nice. So queen going to step up. She did already use her ability, as you remember, but she is going to be able to take out these Teslas as the rest of the hogs are going down, being able to take out that Expo under good tanking from the king. And then right here, they actually, I think he was probably concerned about a double giant bomb right there, but since he had seen the other bombs go off, does get that. Wow, that was actually a really lucky trip right there, to be honest, having the hogs split off and having the other ones down further in the south. But because of that, the hogs are going to be able to get through and get these last defenses down, as his king and his queen and wizards rather are working around the south, helping with cleanup. So very nice attack here to Dirty. Very cool stuff. It's good to see, you know, on a fresh attack, it's pretty common, right, for things to go wrong. And it was very good to see how he adjusted, and even though he still dropped his wall breakers in for no reason, you know, he was able to do quite a bit of work on this base and get a nice fresh triple against one of our defactors, Amanda. Poor Amanda, rip her base though. Unfortunately, Fang was not able to hit your base because it was already taken out fresh and Fang was on clean. So, poor Fang. But as you see, yeah, it really did just come down to the very end with those triples up top. And they almost tied us, as you can see. If they had gotten the Town Hall 11 dropping on the Town Hall 10, if he had gotten the 3-star, I think they would have had us on percentage. I'm not exactly sure. I think it would have been 97.1 to like 97.22 or something like that, you know, something ridiculous. But, I mean, it's, you know, it's a little unfortunate for them. Oh, I had the most heroic. Fancy that. But yeah, so very good war. I mean, as you can see, just looking at our stats, we're just so evenly matched, it feels like, with North Remembers. I think that's one reason. Plus, we have a similar culture between our clans, so they really are one of my favorite clans in the game, absolutely. I'm going to link also to their YouTube channel down in my description, so make sure to follow them, subscribe, or whatever it's called on YouTube. Make sure to do that. And yeah, I mean, make sure to send them your love. If you are looking for a good clan, make sure to check out North Remembers, as well as, you know, Reddit Omega too. Don't forget about us. But I love North Remembers, man. So great war to them, and you know, we'll see you in a month. It seems to happen where we see you about every 30 days. So see you in a little bit. But anyways, thanks to everybody for watching this recap as well, and do take care, and I'll see you soon.